Hello everyone, my name is Don and welcome to Robo-Rabbit thing. I don't know what that was. Anyway, we're going to take a round trip back to Avalice for some more crazy adventures. This game is marvelous indeed. So marvelous that I played it 4 times. Oh god, this guy. I hate this character. Good! Deserved it. Asshole. Anyway, the game in question is going to be Freedom Planet 2 with this badass rendition of the main theme. I don't know what it is about the new theme, but it sounds so epic. Now here's the long-awaited 2022 sequel to the original from 2014. I guess you could say that we got Freedom Planet 2 before GTA 6. Anyway, just like the original, this game has 2 modes. The adventure mode, where you have all the cutscenes and all the glorious dialogue, and then classic mode, which plays more like a Sega Genesis game. Though you have to unlock classic mode with any of the 4 characters first. And speaking of characters, the roster is up to 4 now. Lilac, Milla, and Carol make a return, with Neera being playable for the first time here. The difficulty, I am going to play on normal, but I'm also going to tweak the options within said difficulty. Not only can you do that, but across the game, Milla and I think some other NPCs will have shops that will help you out during the journey. So the only thing I'm going to turn on is auto guard, because there are just some things in this game that will fly at you at light speed, and you have no human reaction in order to dodge some of this, so there you go. You still can't cheese it though. I know that frustration. She's waiting for Freedom Planet 3.
That thing's pretty fast, but not fast enough! Oh no! Carol!
So how I did this playthrough is how I did the original Freedom Planet playthrough about 7 years ago, in that I played this game 4 times, and then I just merged it all into one playthrough. So basically I just used the power of editing. Even though it is going to get weird closer to the middle of the game because a certain character disappears, and the other characters have to chase her down. Spoiler alerts, but if you played the game you probably know what I'm talking about. And you probably know who the perpetrator is. Though she is definitely more likable in this game than compared to the first one. Starting with Lilac the Dragon, she's the speed character of the bunch. Can dash in 4 directions with her Dragon Boost and is fairly competent in hand-to-hand, though not quite as dangerous as Carol or Neera when it comes to standard attacks. The best way for Lilac to deal damage is through her dash, her Dragon Boost. Not only will every frame of the dash hit the opponent, but new to Freedom Planet 2, you can stop the dash at will by pressing the special button again. And that move has a name, it's called the Boost Breaker. That's when Lilac stops the Dragon Boost so quickly she kind of breaks the sound barrier and does a shockwave. That does tremendous amounts of damage to bosses if you boost break right on top of them. Lilac retains her moveset from the first game, the uppercut, the cyclone, her Spider-Man-like stair-stepper kicks. The funny thing about the cyclone is that you don't waste any special bar by using the move anymore. That was my biggest pet peeve from the first game, is that moves that may seem innocuous and part of the moveset actually took away some of your special bar. And I was like, bro, why? But that's not the case here. The only thing that dramatically takes away from the special bar, at least in Lilac's case, is the dragon boost. The shields make a return in the sequel, but they take on a bit of a different form. For one thing, they look kind of like Navi from Ocarina of Time, and also the fire shield does not get extinguished in water. The shields work differently in this game too, in that you can actually stack the hits. So if I get another leaf type, or hell, if I even get a metal or an earth type of shield, then I would go from 2 hits to 4. And if you want to get the best rank you can for these stages, you want to hold on to these shields. Because when you know it, Freedom Planet 2 has a ranking system. And it's the old school ranking system too. I'm talking like Sonic Adventure Mega Man Zero, where if you get hit once, and that's not with a shield, if you get hit and you flinch, that's a letter grade down and you feel like crap. The letter grade also gets effective if you're using items for the levels, but that I don't really care about. It's mainly just getting hit for me that I'm like, damn it. You can dodge attacks in this game, which you are going to need to master if you want to beat Freedom Planet 2. Hell, I'm not even sure if you can even get to the final boss without dodging. It is a major part of the game. You are going to need to dodge at least 50% of the attacks, otherwise you'll die. Probably painfully, especially on hard mode. Different characters will have different ways of dodging. Lilac seems to be the best at dodging because she can do a secondary attack called the Blink Dash, which not only will she dodge for a little bit longer, but she'll do a, not really tremendous, but she'll do a little bit of damage to bosses and enemies. Anyway, here's the first boss of the game. I'm not sure if this thing has a name, so I'll just call him Mr. 400-ton robot. According to Carol, this thing is easy. Pretty good starting boss for every character. Milla and Neera included, even though it doesn't really make sense for them two to be here story-wise, but whatever. This boss will bounce around and he'll create shockwaves. Then when he gets out of ball form, he'll attack mainly with his claws and sometimes with his leg pincers. Lilac in this case can just dash into the enemy's claws and with reckless abandon pretty much and take a health bar away. Damn! Well, that's Krabby Cabby out of the picture. Oh wait, he's not driving a taxi, never mind. What's gonna happen with Carol?
Stay classy. No!
Whoa, what happened here?
Where were you? I told you to stay put!
I've been put for weeks. I'm not a house cat.
Carol, there have been attacks all over. I needed you to watch the house.
Sheesh, I'm not your watchdog either.
Watchdog? Oh, please. You go out like all the time.
What, like you don't? Besides, what did you expect me to do? Hey, Mr. 400-ton robot, you'd better not crash into our house at Mach 5 or me and my motorcycle will really show you what's what.
That's not the... Ugh. Never mind. I don't want to fight about this.
Hey, come on, don't be like that. We can fix this, no sweat.
I know, it's just... These attacks are really getting out of control. I'm running myself ragged chasing after them all.
Pshaw, those things don't stand a chance against world-saving pros like us.
Yeah, I guess, but this'll take weeks to fix. Months, even.
Well, why don't we just stay at Milla's for now?
She runs a lab, not a bed and breakfast. But still, maybe she'd know what to do.
And here's another edition of Freedom Planet 2, it's the overworld/hub world. Depending on who you ask, this is either a good break in between stages, or it kills the pace of this game. Me personally, I honestly prefer the hub worlds over the extremely long cutscenes from the first game, so yeah, this is better. I can actually do things in the game. Alright, let's go meet Milla.
cool.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, sorry it's on such late notice, but could we crash at your place tonight? Our house was destroyed by this giant robot, and we need a place to stay while we fix up
I brought snacks!
Please, come right in. Mi laboratorio es su laboratorio.
Say what?
Oh, never mind. Just don't touch anything that's glowing, or moving, or growling, okay? Coming!
Bro, she just spawns
Lady
in.
Neera! What a lovely surprise!
Whoa, what are you doing here? Did your treehouse get wrecked too?
This isn't about that explosion last week, right? It was an accident, I swear! I was just trying a new chemical compound that would change the color of my clothes!
No.
Oh, okay.
But now that you've mentioned it, I'll have you file a little report once we return to Shang Tu.
Oh, okay.
We return? Don't tell me.
The Magister has summoned you all for an audience.
I said don't tell me!
The Magister wants to see us? But why?
We're safer discussing this at the palace. Come.
Well, what if we don't wanna? You did kinda crash our unscripted sleepover.
It would be unwise of you to refuse.
Right, we're going!
Milla, what are you-
Chop, chop!
Hey,
You heard
easy.
the lady!
Watch the
Ouch,
tail.
ow.
Hold on a sec!
Make that 2 reports.
Yo, Carol and Lilac were standing right there. They could have been crushed. Milla's really attached to this stump for some reason. She calls him Mr. Stumpy. Mr. Stumpy, the best character of them all. I'll meet you outside the gate. Gather supplies if you must, but make it quick. Okay. I'm not even sure if there are supplies here. And also, the voice acting in the sequel, it's good. It's very good. It's so much better than the first game. And not to say that the original game had bad voice acting, even though it does have moments of bad voice acting, it just sounded really amateur. The sequel sounds more professional because, well, everyone is a professional voice actor now. You even got Christopher Sabat as one of the characters that we'll be seeing later on. And if you don't know who Christopher Sabat is, well, you have not seen Dragon Ball Z. He voices almost like a good majority of the characters in that show, from Piccolo to Vegeta to Yamcha to almost everybody. Anyway, in the Singing Water Temple, you can talk to this rabbit named Uni, and you can actually get some items here. The most useful item in my opinion is the Petal Armor because it grants you invincibility frames for when you get hit without a shield. Just like in the first game, if you get caught up in a continuous attack, you'll take a lot of damage and get stun locked and potentially die because it's hitting you over and over again. So you want to watch out and use the dodge function to your fullest. Similar to how the treasure game Alien Soldier does its health system, whenever you take a hit that will otherwise kill you, you'll drop down to 1 HP. But if you take another hit while at 1 HP, you'll die. There is another one last chance gimmick that Epsilon Eagle did not have, and that's reviving yourself from the dead. Or KO in this case, I don't know. If you die and you have the lives to spare, you can revive yourself on the spot. However, if you do this, you'll have reduced health. That's actually a system from another treasure game, and that's Gunstar Heroes, but that's the 2-player option only. Basically, in Gunstar Heroes, whenever you're playing 2 players and one of the players dies, you can revive the player, but at the cost of health. You want to be careful using this option, especially in a boss fight, and in most situations, if you die to a boss fight, you're probably just better off starting over. That way you get all of your health back and they're fresh, you know, especially for the final boss. Oh boy, the final boss. She is a nightmare. But that's a story for another time, at least a good 15 or 16 parts from now. Anyway, let's get ready for the next stage. And with the power of editing and multiple save files, I choose a different character. I'm going to pick the next character in line, Carol T.
You will travel to Shang Tu Palace and meet with the Magister immediately. You will act with proper reverence. I will not tolerate any flippancy.
No worries, Lady Neera.
Don't worry, I'll be on my best behavior for this one. Anything to not get arrested again. Anyway, the next stage is going to be Shinlin Park. And this area kind of reminds me of the water zone from Sonic Rush. It's a similar color scheme, actually. but here's Carol. She plays more or less the same as she did in the first game, but with a few tweaks. Starting with Carol's special maneuvers, she no longer has the wild kicks. She can no longer do the Chun-Li style kicks from before. What takes its place is an item called the jump disc. Now Carol can throw this disc in any of the 8 directions and use it as a means to get to higher platforms. Now this greatly enhances Carol's maneuverability as she is no longer a mobile brick with a bike. That's now Neera's job, even though she still doesn't have the bike. Carol still has the bike, but actually there are a few changes with the bike in this game. You can now store...
Hey, can you all hear me through this thing?
420, good buddy.
That's completely right, but cool.
Oh, wow! Am I on TV? Hi, Lila!
as I was saying, you can now store the bike into the jump disc. Don't ask me how that works, it's a video game. Maybe the disc has some sort of technology that warps space and time, or hell, maybe it's even the caravan from Shining Force 2. Who knows? But yeah, the bike can be stored and saved for later just in case you don't want to wreck it. And speaking of wrecking it, I think it takes more than 5 hits in this game. Or, no, it was 3 hits in the previous game, but I think it takes at least 5 hits for it to get destroyed in this game. Better durability for the bike, as well as more mobility. What else can Carol do? Well, she can kill bosses. That has always been a Carol thing though. She can kill bosses extremely quickly. The amount of DPS Carol has on her claws is insane. And here's the thing I've noticed about the console version of Freedom Planet 2, is that some attacks you can just hold the button down and the characters will keep attacking. Carol is one of those characters.
Wait! Where are you guys going? She said not to do anything stupid!
And miss out on all the fun? No way! Besides, everything you do is stupid.
So you can feasibly sit on top of bosses as Carol and wail on them. I mean, absolutely wail on them. Just so long as the bosses don't attack themselves, because Carol will still get knocked out for attacking animations if they do hit her. Though you can get around that with a shield, and double points if the shield actually matches the attack the boss is using, because that means you just take no damage and the shield's still there. Like for example that Motobug ripoff, that's actually a fire elemental because of the flames on the back. If you get hit by that with a fire shield, nothing happens. Getting back to Carol's abilities, she does have 2 new moves at her disposal, and you can do these from jumping. That's the high kick, which is a crescent kick high, and a low kick, which is a big boot downwards. These moves can dramatically alter Carol's movement. The high kick will boost Carol up just ever so slightly. It's not like a big dramatic boost upwards. But the low kick, oh, the damn low kick, you can actually make it up to Lilac speeds if you keep using that attack. It's insane how much forward momentum Carol gets from the low kick. Even more so than her pounce, which, the pounce is just a harmless boost forward. I think you're better off with the low kick, honestly. So yeah, her pounce returns, her Mega Man style wall jumping is back, as well as her roll. She can do a Sonic the Hedgehog style roll. And that's Carol in a nutshell. She's actually my favorite character to play. Maybe not my favorite character in the whole entire game, personality wise. Well, at least in the first game she wasn't. I actually kind of hated Carol in the first game. But in this game she's alright, she's mellowed out. She's not quite a shitheel like she was before. She's still got shitheel moments though. We'll be seeing that later. We'll be seeing that later. But at least I can understand this time. Should be getting close to the boss, and whenever you see the warning signal as well as a siren, or pure siren, that's when you know it's boss time. It's a giant pheasant bot. So what you need to do here is aim for the torso. It's got a couple of different attacks that will catch you off guard your first time playing. Mainly where the missiles come from. It shoots missiles in a very peculiar fashion, so it might actually screw you up a bit. But this boss is no problem with Carol, or hell, pretty much any other character for that matter, since it's still the beginning of the game. She's got her jump disc, her fisticuffs, and It's just Carol. It's Carol. What can go wrong with Carol? Oh, okay, a lot of things can go wrong with Carol because, just look at the previous game. But kick him in the face. I said kick him in the face, please. There we go.
No match for this kung fu kitty. Did you guys see my sweet moves back there? That guy was like, roar, and I was all like, wha-bam! And he was like, oh god, not the face!
Oh, sorry. I think I was in a different part of the city. But wha-bam! Alright, yeah!
Good thing we split up. Nice and quick, just the way I like it.
I do like the fact that they explained that they split up, but you're still going through the same locations as the 4 characters. Actually, one thing that's missing from Freedom Planet 2 that was in Freedom Planet 1 are the unique locations. The 3 characters from the first game would each get their own unique level, so Milla got Aqua Tubeway, Lilac got, I think it was Pengu Lagoon, and Carol got Trap Highway. Those stages would come at different parts of their stories. This game streamlined it a bit, so each character will go through the same locations no matter who you play. Which, you know, that's actually one thing that I'm sorely missing, the unique stages. I kinda miss those. It also makes sense for this story too, because characters, just like in the first game, tend to deviate from each other from time to time. Anyway, welcome to the Royal Palace of Shang Tu. This is gonna be your main hub for the game. This is basically the place where the characters fall back to whenever they're in between story arcs to just chill out. You know, live their life. Or be Neera. Don't be Neera. Is that a D-pad in the background? I'm sorry, the top of the building in the background looks like the directional pad for the PlayStation, and it's really distracting. And another thing I've noticed about this game that is not in the previous game, or not too many other games other than maybe Final Fantasy IX, expressive text boxes. It is a minute detail, sure, but whenever you do see it, it is kind of cool in the moment. Some words are highlighted whenever a character is being sarcastic. Carol. The words will wave about. Whenever a character's angry, then the words will shake. It's cool, and honestly, the developers did not have to go that extra step, but they did. You can turn it off too, and honestly, why would you turn the expressive text boxes off? This guard doesn't quack? I thought 2 of them quacked. I guess it was just the one. Anyway, here's Plano. You can exchange crystals as well as these machine parts for golden gems. And those golden gems can be used for Milla's shop. This guy talks about Gong's dojo, and you could go there to actually fight some bosses and take on challenges. You can even take on Gong himself, who is actually kind of a hard boss. Don't sleep on Gong, he will kick your ass. And speaking of the devil, he claimed the glory of the previous game's mishaps. Not because he wanted to, it's just because nobody believed him when he said that 3 girls actually fought and beaten Brevon. I'm guessing the Shang-Tuzian army is just a little bit stupid. Anyway, let's meet the Magister.
Your Excellency.
Welcome. We appreciate your attendance on such short notice.
Why have you brought us here, oh exalted one?
I am sure you are aware of the rise in creature attacks throughout Avalice. Our intelligence suggests that this is not a coincidence. However, their connection remains a mystery. We need capable fighters to counter the attacks and discover their origin. Assist us, and you will be graciously rewarded.
What kind of reward we talking about here? Wads of cash? A statue of yours truly? A solid gold motorbike?
I think the motor would melt a solid gold bike.
Wow. Way to crush my hopes and dreams into dust, Milla.
Any gems you find on a mission are yours to keep. In addition, you may use the palace grounds as your base of operations.
What? That's not a reward. That's just picking up loose change. That's cleanup duty.
Carol, we need a place to stay. We can't just freeload off Milla. Besides, the money could help us rebuild our home.
Well, I don't know about you, but I want to find the robot that trashed our house and kick its big, shiny metal butt.
I'd like to help, but, my laboratory...
Our soldiers can transport all your equipment here easily.
Oh, that'd be great! Just safety equipment.
Have we reached an agreement?
Ladies? Magister, we accept your offer.
You render your world a great service.
It's official, we are now a part of the Shang Tu army. Stay tuned for part 2 of Freedom Planet 2. I'll see you guys later.